There is a pattern in your life that keeps repeating, but somehow the feeling stays the same. And after a while, you start asking yourself, why does this keep happening to me? But here's the deeper truth. You're not trapped in a pattern because life is against you. You're trapped in a pattern because something in you still cannot see what it's participating in. And until that becomes visible, the pattern will keep repeating. In this video, we're going to talk about the pattern you can't seem to escape until you finally see it clearly. Not just the pattern in your relationships, not just the pattern in your emotions, not just the pattern in your reactions, but the deeper structure underneath all of it. Because most people think they are stuck in circumstances, but what they are actually stuck in is identification. They keep meeting life through the same unconscious lens, then wonder why reality keeps reflecting the same lessons back to them. The pattern is not just out there. The pattern is being generated through the way the separate self keeps meeting reality. The moment that becomes clear, something shifts. Not because life suddenly changes overnight, but because you are no longer blindly feeding what keeps repeating. Most people think the pattern is the event. They say things like, I always attract the wrong person. I always end up getting overlooked. I always fail when I get close. But the outer event is not the deepest pattern. The deeper pattern is emotional. Maybe it's the feeling of not being chosen, or the fear of not being safe, or perhaps the tension of needing control. That emotional structure becomes the hidden script through which your life is met. And once that script is active, you start seeing through it. That's why the same lesson can show up in your love life, in your work life, in your inner world all at once. Because the pattern is not just what happens. It is in the state from which you keep meeting what happens. This is where people get stuck. They start believing the pattern is proof that life has cursed them, that reality is unfair, that they are doomed to keep reliving the same pain. But most repeating patterns are not punishment. They're unconscious participation. That doesn't mean you caused everything that happened to you. It doesn't mean every painful thing was your fault. That would be shallow and false. It means something in you is still responding from the same wounded position, and that position keeps recreating similar outcomes. You may keep choosing from fear. You may keep speaking from insecurity. You may keep chasing validation from people who cannot give it. You may keep abandoning yourself the moment tension enters the room. Then life mirrors back the same result. Not to torture you, but to reveal what is still unseen. Reality often repeats the lesson until your awareness becomes greater than your reaction. Here's the uncomfortable part. Part of you may actually need the pattern. Not because you enjoy suffering, but because the familiar pain of the false self feels safer than the unknown freedom beyond it. The separate self is built out of memory, identity, and survival. It clings to what it knows, even if what it knows is painful. So if you have built an identity around being rejected, misunderstood, or betrayed, then breaking the pattern doesn't just feel hopeful. It feels threatening. Because now the mind has to release a version of you it has been protecting for years. This is why people often say they want change, while unconsciously recreating the same emotional environment. The old identity would rather suffer in what's familiar than dissolve into what it cannot control. And this is where the monad shows up. Because the monad in you is not the wounded identity. It is not the defensive pattern. It is not the story of what always happens to you. It is the silent awareness beneath it all. The part of you that has never been trapped, only overlooked. A lot of people try to escape their pattern by thinking harder. They analyze every conversation. They replay every mistake. They study themselves endlessly. They keep trying to figure it all out. But the pattern is rarely broken by more mental noise, because over-analysis often happens inside the pattern itself. You're still looking from the same lens, with just more words. Real seeing happens in presence. It happens when the reaction begins, and you notice it. When the tightening happens, and you feel it. When the old story rises, and you don't immediately obey it. That moment matters more than hours of analysis. Because now, you are no longer completely fused with the pattern. You're witnessing it. And once you can witness it, you have already become more than it. That's the beginning of freedom. Not when the pattern disappears instantly, but when it is no longer running you into total darkness. Most people think escape means finally getting the right situation, the right relationship, the right job, the right version of themselves. But the deepest escape is not circumstantial. It's perceptual. You begin to notice that what you truly are is prior to the pattern. It's prior to the emotion. It's prior to the fear. It's prior to the identity built around repetition. This doesn't mean you deny your humanity. It doesn't mean you pretend pain does not exist. It means you stop reducing yourself to the loop you have been living in. You start meeting your new experience from a deeper ground. And from there, something profound happens. The same trigger appears, but you do not move the same way. The same invitation appears, but you do not betray yourself in the same way. The same fear arises, but you do not automatically hand it the steering wheel. Now, the pattern begins to starve, because it cannot survive without your unconscious identification. This is hidden liberation. You don't escape the pattern by force. You escape it by seeing that what you are is deeper than the self it keeps repeating. That's the monad, the quiet center beneath the loop, the stillness beneath the reaction, the wholeness beneath the fractured story. And once you begin to live from there, the pattern loses its power to define your life. So if something in your life keeps repeating, don't rush to call yourself broken. Don't assume that you're cursed. And don't assume nothing will ever change. Look deeper. What feeling keeps returning? What identity keeps getting reactivated? What reaction keeps taking over before awareness can enter? Because the pattern is not here to condemn you. It's here to reveal the place where you are still unconscious of your own participation and still disconnected from what you truly are. And the moment you see that clearly, the repetition begins to crack. Not all at once, not with drama, but with truth. The kind of truth that does not come from theory. The kind that comes from finally noticing. There is something in you that has been watching the whole pattern the entire time. And that is what you are. Not the loop. Not the wounds. Not the repetition. But the awareness beneath it all. That's where the shift begins. That's where the false cycle ends. That's where the monad is no longer a concept, but a living recognition. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone ready to experience life beyond thought. Comment below. What pattern in your life are you finally beginning to see clearly? I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/magnumopus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.